Good evening, friends, and welcome to another session on CAT 22, the early bird batch. In this batch, what I'm doing is I'm taking classes fairly regularly on Monday, Tuesdays, and Thursdays at 6:30 p.m. And in these classes, what I'm doing is I'm covering up the complete syllabus for number system, and I plan to wrap that up in the month of September. So I hope you guys will like it, you guys will enjoy it, and like this particular video if you actually get to learn something from this. I'll just go and check on YouTube on my phone that whether the session has gone live or not. Because what happens is during the session, suppose you have a query, you have a doubt, you can use the live chat feature of YouTube to ask your questions. That being said, let's begin. So first of all, for those of you who might be attending my class for the very first time, my name is Ravi Handa. I actually have been teaching for CAT for a bit of a long time now, close to 15 years, a little more than 15 years. I think 2006 when I got out of college. Since then I have been teaching. After that, so I started with IMS, then Time, then Career Launcher, all the leading CAT coaching institutes. Then in 2012-ish is when I started my website, handakafunda.com, through which I taught 20,000 plus students online. And after that, recently I joined Unacademy. And as a part of Unacademy, I have been taking classes in, on the YouTube channel, on the website, on the app, everywhere. If you want to know which class is happening when, what the schedule is like, I would recommend that you join our Telegram group, which is available at CAT Prep Online. Now, in this group, not only you get to connect with other students, but you can also get all the necessary updates about which class is happening, the links for that, and all of that stuff. So please do join that. In case you're looking for more help, to join a coaching, then Unacademy offers two kinds of programs, the Plus and the Iconic ones. In the Plus programs, you get live classes very similar to this one, but you get them in a structure. That is, you're supposed to do this, then this, then this. A particular order is followed in them. Also, you get weekly tests along with it, and you get access to all the teachers, all the courses, all the subjects on the platform. That's essentially the benefit of the Plus program. And then there is the Iconic plan. In the Iconic plan, you get all of this, but you get personalized guidance as well. So what happens is, let's say if you get stuck in a question, if you're not able to decide which colleges to apply for, if you're not able to analyze your mocks, for all of that, there will be a mentor who will be dedicated to you. You can set up calls with him or her, and they'll help you prepare. So this one-on-one live mentoring can be used for various purposes. You can take doubt solving sessions with them, you can form a study plan with them, and it has loads of benefits as the Iconic plan. Obviously, since the benefits are higher, the price points are also a little bit higher for this. The Plus plan, what I'm recommending for CAT 21 is the Plus plan. I'm not very sure how helpful the Iconic plan will be for CAT 21 because there isn't much time left. But for CAT 22, what I recommend is the Iconic plan for 12 months because 12 months is enough time to implement any guidance, any advice that is given to you by your mentors. The Iconic 12-month plan is for roughly 40,000, and the 6-month plus plan, which I'm recommending for CAT 21, that's for 16,400. And in both of these, you can actually, use the special offer that we have going on today, which is a 10% discount is what we have available today. Over and above that, you can use the coupon code HANDA, and that will get you a 10% further discount on the prices which are mentioned here. That being said, I will start off with a session now in case there are any other queries that you have about CAT preparation, specifically CAT 22 preparation. In case you have any questions, you can use the live chat window to ask that. I don't see anything coming in. In that case, let's begin. So, to begin with, first of all, what are essentially fractions? We are going to talk everything about fractions in this session. I think I should be able to wrap it up in around 40-45 minutes. A fraction is something which can be expressed in the form of p by q, a numerator and a denominator, where both p and q are integers and q is not equal to 0. So that's essentially what fraction is and what it represents. There are various types of fraction, various names that I use for them. If the numerator is smaller than the denominator, or p is less than q, then it is known as a proper fraction. That is 2 by 3, 5 by 7, 9 by 13 and so on. If the numerator is actually greater than the denominator, then it is known as an improper fraction. And you know what happens is, in case of an improper fraction, suppose you are written 2 by 3, 5 by 7, 9 by 13. This is very easy to look at it and understand that, okay, what does 9 by 13 mean? I have a plot of land, I divide it into 13 equal parts. 9 parts I give to A, 4 parts I give to B. So what does A get? A gets 9 by 13 of the total. However, making the same visualization of sorts is difficult in case of improper fractions. What does 7 out of 6 mean? Because that's what 7 by 6 is. You cannot have 7 out of 6 or 14 out of 9. That is why improper fractions are sometimes also represented as mixed fractions. Now what mixed fractions do is they have an integer here and then they have a proper fraction here. So if you have, let's say, 5 2 by 3, or let me take these values itself. If you have 3 by 2, that is actually 1 plus half. So it can be written as 1 and a half. If you have 7 by 6, that can be written as 1 plus 1 by 6, or 1 by 6. 14 by 9 can be written as 1 plus 5 by 9. Or this gives me the value of 1, 5 by 9. That's essentially how you can convert. How can you convert back? When you have 5 2 by 3, this will effectively be 5 into 3 plus 2 divided by 3, which is 17 by 3. See, that's the reason why it became 5 plus something, because 17 was divisible by 3 5 times. It left a remainder of 2 on a base of 3. That's how the conversion works. Can you tell me the converted values for these two? Anyone? What will be the converted value for 4 3 by 8 and for 8 2 by 7? You can use the chat window to answer that. If not, let me answer it for you. So this will be 4 into 8 plus 3 by 8, which is 32 plus 3, 35 by 8. On the other hand, this is 8 2 by 7 will be 8 into 7 plus 2 by 7. So that is 56, 8 into 7 plus 2. So 58 by 7 will be this particular value. Now this is interesting. Can you actually solve this and tell me what the end value would come out as? 1 divided by 2 into 3, 1 by 3 into 4, 1 by 4 into 5, and it goes on till 1 by n into 1 by n, 1 by n into n plus 1. What will you do in such a case? How will you derive it? What's the end value? Here's something simple, easy to look at. What is the overall sum for this? Obviously, it will come out as something in terms of n, but how much will it be? Can you tell me that? Astha or anyone else, if you would like to comment on what that value is, please let me know. Okay. See, let's focus on this thing for a little bit, which says 1 by n into n plus 1. So when you have 1 by n into n plus 1, let's try and figure out what should have happened to get this. So I can write this as my numerator as n plus 1 minus n, because n will cancel, which will give me 1, divided by n into n plus 1, which means this can be written as n plus 1 divided by n into n plus 1 minus n upon n into n plus 1. So n plus 1 and n plus 1 will cancel from here, n and n will cancel from here. So what I will be left with is 1 by n minus 1 by n plus 1. This is the value that I'll be left with for the last term. Hi Yashraj. Hi Aditya. Aditya, I guess you're talking about CAT 21. It depends upon what your current level of preparation is. Aditya, will this be your first attempt? Okay. So let's say if this is your first attempt, Aditya, I think you have 2.5 months left for the exam. I believe it is difficult in 2.5 months to reach what your best potential is. Now it is quite possible that you are a candidate who can maybe get up to 99. It is quite possible that you are a candidate who can get up to 85. Now if you are a candidate whose peak potential, the max that you can get to if you put in all your heart and soul, is 85, then can you get to that 85 in the next 2.5 months? The answer is yes. Now let's say if your potential is of 99, can you get to that 99 in the remaining 2.5 months? I would say that is difficult. Because what happens is, to get to a top tier college, when you'll need to put in a lot of effort, a lot of time, and putting that time to get to your peak is going to be difficult. However, but there are a few things that you should keep in mind. Aditya, can you tell me a little bit about your academic background and your career background? So how much marks you have in 10th, 12th and graduation, and what are you doing in, are you working somewhere? You're already a graduate, and what are you doing, Aditya? And how much marks do you have in 10th, 12th and graduation? Which field you have graduated in? Because all these things combined play a role in finding out what is the best suited thing for someone like you. So if you can tell me, that would be helpful. %90 in graduation. Job? Okay, I'm not sure if Aditya is very responsive. I'll get back to this question. I'll explain this question. In the meantime, Aditya, you can give me your complete profile, and then I might be able to, guide you better. So, what we did was, with 1 by n and n plus 1, we split it as 1 by n minus n, 1 by n plus 1. Which means, if I follow the similar idea for the rest of the terms, what will happen? The first term, which is 1 by 2 into 3, will become 1 by 2 minus 1 by 3. 1 by 3 into 4 will become 1 by 3 minus 1 by 4. 1 by 4 into 5 will become 1 by 4 minus 1 by 5. So what will happen is 1 minus 1 by 3 will cancel with plus 1 by 3. Minus 1 by 4 will cancel with plus 1 by 4. As a matter of fact, all terms will keep on getting cancelled till the end. Now, the second term here with the first term here, second term here with the first term here, second term in the next and the first term here, which means this term and the previous term will get cancelled. So in the end, what I am going to be left with is simply half minus 1 by n plus 1, which is n plus 1 minus 2 by twice of n plus 1, which is, if you think about it, n minus 1 divided by twice of n plus 1. And this will be your final value or your final answer for this one. Are you guys okay with this? As to how you can split fractions and get the answer, because a lot of the stuff gets cancelled out. Actually, similar type of techniques also come in handy in when you are solving irrational numbers in questions which are based on those. Because there also a lot of stuff keeps on getting cancelled this way. So Aditya, if you're still studying, I believe give it a shot this year. If you get a decent enough college, go for it. So, but if you do not get a decent enough college, then you should finish your studies. Graduate in BSc. Okay. So Aditya, with that sort of a background, even if let's say you can get in the early 90s, you will get a college like an IMT Ghaziabad or an IMI New Delhi, and an IMT Ghaziabad or an IMI New Delhi will be a good choice for you. It will take you to a certain level in your career, and in that case, yes, I'll strongly recommend that you should attempt the exam this year. Please do that. How about this question, guys? How will you solve this? These are all fractions which are getting added with each other. And you might think that this is an infinite series. So if it's an infinite series, 1 by 2, 1 by 4, 1 by 8, and it keeps on going, how will it have a sum? If I keep on adding positive values, then how will the sum remain a constant or a value that we can determine? Well, we can actually determine this because the additions which are happening, let's say 10 terms down the line or 20 terms down the line, they are not going to have a significant impact on the value that we have. And this type of a series is known as an infinite geometric progression. And how do you actually find out the sum for something like this? The sum for an GP, for an infinite GP, is given by the formula A divided by 1 minus R, where A is the first term and R is the common ratio, the thing that you are dividing it by. So, or you are multiplying it by. So 1 is multiplied with half to get half, half is multiplied with half to get 1 by 4, 1 by 4 is multiplied with 1 by half to get 1 by 8. So the ratio in this case is half and the first term is 1, which means my answer will be 1 by 1 minus half, which will come out as 1 by half or 2. No, Asim, this will come out as 2. I think you might have made some calculation mistake in finding out the value. Just a reminder, there are a bunch of batches that we are starting. Specifically, a batch for NMAT is starting. There is another batch which is starting for CAT 21, in which you can revise your course fairly quickly. So please go ahead and join one of these batches. If you're planning to enroll, remember to use the coupon code HANDA to get a 10% off. And also keep in mind that only for today, that is for 9th of September, we have an additional 10% discount going on. So you can actually do a little bit extra with this. Secondly, this particular batch or this particular course that I'm running with Shruti, in this, what we are trying to do is we are trying to cover the complete syllabus. So I'm taking the classes for Math, LR and DI, and Shruti is taking the classes for verbal. So I believe Shruti also takes classes in the evenings. You should just subscribe to the channel and you'll get all the necessary updates. For me, this is the third class today. Next week, which is Monday, Tuesday and Thursday, we will be doing surds and indices and finding out the last and the second last digit of a number. That's essentially what we have on agenda next week. So I'll expect you and I would want you guys to please come in for that as well. Asim says, shouldn't we have to take AS half? Let me check. No, Asim. What is the first term? The first term is 1. So we will take whatever is the first term. So as a matter of fact, just by 2 terms, you can't say that the GPA started. You need to observe a pattern over a slightly longer period to even comment on whether the GPA started or not. We'll always take the first term. The first term here in this case was simply 1. So we will take that. Is that okay, Asim? Aditya, for the time being, should I stick to YouTube classes or should I join a paid one? Aditya, if you are disciplined, if you can just sit and study regularly, make the plan for yourself, if you don't really need external help, then YouTube is good enough. However, if you believe that you'll need help in concepts, clarification, now suppose I'm taking a class on topic X, you are studying topic Y, how do you get help for topic Y then? I'll teach number system in the entire month of September. There might be some other teacher who will be teaching algebra, but you need to cover the entire syllabus. If you can do it on your own, why, spend money where it is not required? The only thing coaching is going to do is, it is going to make your life a little bit easier, not significant difference. See, if we were having this discussion about something like UPSC, I'll say coaching is very necessary because only then you can finish the entire syllabus. If we were having this sort of a discussion for an exam like IIT JEE where you need to understand concepts in great detail, then again I would have said that no, you can't do it on your own. But CAT, if you are disciplined, if you don't need that much extra help, you can do it on your own with the help of YouTube and a couple of books. Aditya, then I think you should try on your own if you believe you have that discipline. Try it out. Paid classes you can join 7 days later. Give it 7 days, study seriously for 7 days and then decide. Let's try and solve a couple of word problems so that you get a handle on whether you have understood the fraction part properly or not. What will be your answer for this? A stick is 8 by 12 of an inch long. If it is divided into pieces that are 1 by 6 of an inch long, how many pieces is that? What do you think? A stick is 8 by 12 of an inch long. It is divided into pieces that are 1 by 6 of an inch long. How many pieces can you form from this? Let me ask you a different question. If a stick was 5 feet long and you were dividing it into 1 feet pieces, how many pieces would you have formed? You would have formed 5 pieces. Use a similar idea here to tell me how many pieces can you form from this case. when you have a stick that is 8 by 12 of an inch long, your piece is 1 by 6. You'll apply the exact same idea. Your size of the piece stick is 8 by 12 and you are dividing it by 1 by 6. Now people get confused in this, that how do I actually do this? Whatever is below a denominator, that once it comes up, it gets reversed. So 8 by 12 will remain as 8 by 12. This 1 by 6, when it comes up, this becomes into 6 by 1, which will mean 8 by 2 or 4 will come out as your answer. I hope you guys are okay with this idea. Pretty straightforward math. How about this one? Very similar question. What will be your answer here? Kunal is giving away 3/4 of his pizza. So what will happen in this case? When Kunal is giving away 3/4 of his pizza. So 3/4 of his pizza is being given to 6 of his friends. So this will get divided in 6 equal pieces. Now, if you realize what is happening is this 6 is actually 6 by 1. So it will get reversed and get multiplied with 1 by 6, which will give me 1 by 8 as an answer. So you should be careful when you have to do this and when you have to do this. I've seen people get confused. Very basic stuff. I'll just repeat, maybe take another example. If I have A by B divided by C by D, that is A by B into D by C. If I have A by B divided by C, that is A by B into 1 by C. If I have A divided by B by C, that will be A remains in the numerator into whatever is in the denominator, it comes on the top, becomes C by B. If I have, 1 by A divided by 1 by C, 1 by B, then 1 by A will remain 1 by A, 1 by B will become reciprocal of B, or this will become B by A. So you should be comfortable with these sort of conversions, especially when you are dealing with fractions and you are trying to multiply and get the values. Let's try this. You have to find out the area of the garden in this case. How will I do that? So you have the length and the breadth. In case you do not know, the area for a rectangular piece of land is given by length into breadth, or length into width in this case, because we are given that it is 3 and 7 by 8 meters wide. So how will you calculate the answer, or how will you calculate the value in this case? Any ideas or suggestions for that? Aditya or anyone else? Asim, what's the answer you are getting here? Length is 4 2 by 5. Width is 3 7 by 8. 4 2 by 5 is 4 into 5 plus 2. So that is 22 by 5. 3 7 by 8. So 3 into 8 is 24. 24 plus 7 is 31 by 8. So my area will be 22 by 5 into 31 by 8. My denominator is 40. Now let's try to mentally calculate 22 into 31. 22 into 31 is 22 is 2 into 11. I take that 2 to the other side. So this becomes 11 into 62. That is 620 and 62. So that becomes 682. Or as a matter of fact, you could have cancelled 2 from the numerator and denominator and your life would have been easier. 5 into 4 is 20. 31 into 11, 310 plus 31, 341 by 20 would have been your answer here. I take lots of special classes, lots of free classes on the Unacademy platform. One of these classes is which I'm scheduling for Wednesday, that is on Wednesday at 12. In that, I'll be discussing the previous year paper. Now you should try this class if you're thinking of the Unacademy, joining the Unacademy paid programs. Get an idea of how the platform works. Take a few demo classes to see how the teachers are, so that you get to know, whether you'll be able to study from it or not, or how effective it is going to be. One of the best features that I like about these special classes is that you get lecture notes in it. Now what happens with these lecture notes is the PPT that I'm using today, you get that PPT available for download. And because you have that PPT available for download, your life becomes a lot simpler. For the very, very simple reason that suppose you want to revise something. If you want to revise something from today's class, I discussed in this class, you'll have to maybe search for the link, where was it discussed and all that. Then you will have an hour-long video to figure out what you needed. But if that PPT becomes available to you for download, all that problem is taken care of and you don't really need to worry or bother about revision, because that can very easily happen with the PPT or the PDF that is given to you. Let's try this one out. Ramu is a painter. He had a throw with 45 liters of paint. Each bucket holds 3 and 3 by 4 liters. How many buckets can be poured from the throw? Okay. So one bucket is 3 by 4, which is 12 plus 3, 15 by 4. Now I am asked to find out the number of buckets that I can do with 45 liters of paint. How much will that be? I have 45 liters and 15 by 4 is the size of 1. So that will be 45 into 4 by 15. 15 and 45 cancels and I get 12 as my answer here. Pretty simple, pretty straightforward stuff. How about this? Here I am given the area and the length and I am asked for the width. How do I do that? Any suggestions are welcome for this one. A classroom has an area of 15 5 by 6. So area is 15 5 by 6. That is 95 by 6. 15 into 6 is 90 plus 5. My length is 8 3 by 4. So that is 32 plus 3, 35 by 4. Which means what will be my width? My width will be area by length, that is 95 by 6 and 35 by 4, which is 95 by 6 into 4 by 35. Now this is 19 into 5, this is 7 into 5, this is 2, this is 3. So this comes out as 38 by 21 as the answer. Megha, 20 by 7, was that the answer for the previous? I'm not sure how you got that. Megha, either you made a calculation mistake or I made a calculation mistake. Can you please check if these are the values that you got, if there is any issue with any of these values? Megha Raj, I'm asking you, calculation mistake. Okay, good. Now this is another thing which is, very, very popular about converting fractions into decimals and decimals into fractions. So how do I actually do that? Now, the way is pretty simple. You actually just divide. So 50 by 7 is 0.7. 10 is left, so that is 1. So 0.714, and this will keep on going. 1 by 3, if you divide, will keep on coming out as 0.3333. 13 by 8. Now 13 by 8 is 1 plus 5 by 8. So at least I know it will be 1 point something. Now how much is 5 by 8? 5 by 8, if I need to calculate, I'll divide 5 by 8. I can't do that. So 50. So it goes 0.6 times. So that is 48. Then 2 carry over, 20 goes twice, 16. Then 4040.625. So my answer will be 1.625. Similarly, you can find out the others. There are common values that you can cancel. So this is 25 by 3, which is much easier to calculate than 125 by 15. So this will be 8.3333, never ending. 486 by 120 is, I think you can cancel with 2. So you'll get 60 in the denominator and 243 in the numerator. So now 240 by 60 is 4. 3 by 60 is 1 by 20. So this comes out as 4 plus 1 by 20, or this comes out as 4.05. Are you okay with these values? Megha, Aditya and others? Because now I have a follow-up question. My follow-up question to you is, in some of these values, I got a finite answer, 1.625, that's it. 4.05, that's it. In some of them, I got never-ending list, 0.33333333, 8.3333, 0.714, and if you keep on doing it, I can tell you this will again be something like which will keep on going till infinity. So how do you actually find that out? Oh, we'll come to that. Let's check the reverse. So 0.256 will be 256 by 1000. In both of them, 8 can be taken common. So 32 by 125. This is 1472 by 1000. 0.33 is 1 by 3. 2.66 is 2 plus 0.66, which is 2 plus 2 by 3, which is 6 plus 2. 8 by 3. I'm interested in the other values. How do you find out that what will be 1.2525252525 will reduce to? So now, as a matter of fact, how did this 0.3333 come out as 1 by 3, or how did this 0.6666 come out as 2 by 3? I think I skipped a step here, so let me just put in that step, maybe that will give you some ideas. So whenever you have a number repeating, you essentially divide that by 9. So you have 0.3333, so that will be 3 by 9, which is 1 by 3. When you have 2.6666, so that is 2 plus 0.6 bar, that means 6 is repeating. So that will be 2 plus 6 by 9, which reduces to 2 plus 2 by 3, which reduces to 8 by 3. Now can you tell me what will be 1.25, because this is 1 plus 0.25 and the bar is over 2.25, because that is the part which is essentially, continuously repeating. So how do I find out this value? Anyone? Hi Akash, Megha, Aditya, can any of you tell me what will this reduce to, or how will I actually find out this particular value? See, when you had 0.6 bar, you did 6 by 9. When you had 0.3 bar, you did 3 by 9. So when you have 0.25 bar, if it was one digit, you were doing dividing by 9. Now because it is 2 digits, you can't do 25 by 9 mega, because 25 by 9 will be 2 point something. You will do 25 by 99 because you have 2 digits, and your answer will be 124 by 99. Let's try the last one. What will be your answer in this case? 5.2343434. So this is 5.234, but the bar is over 34. So this is 5.2 plus 0.034 bar. Now how do I reduce this to a fraction? Any ideas or any suggestions for how to actually reduce this to a fraction, to a value that I can, easily handle? Any suggestions for this? See, what you're going to do is, in this 5.2, you're going to write it as 52 by 10, because you are removing this decimal. Then you write this as 0.34 bar by 10, because you are removing a decimal or you're shifting it by one position. Now, 52 by 10 is actually 26 by 5, plus 0.34 bar, that I know is 34 by 99, that divided by 10. So this is 26 by 5 plus 34 by 990. And then, these are just two fractions that you can add up. Or, let me just keep 52 by 10 itself. My calculations will be a little bit easier. So this will be 52 by 10. So my numerator here will be 52 into 99 plus 34 divided by 990. How much is 52 into 99? Now this is something that we discussed yesterday. That will be 52 into 100 minus 52, and then I have a plus 34. So that means the only effective thing that I am subtracting from this is minus 18. If I subtract 18 from 5200, that will be 5182 by 990, and that will be my answer here. So that's essentially how you can convert, a number from a decimal to a fraction. Just a reminder, we have a bunch of mocks that have gone live on the platform. all you need to do is subscribe to either our plus plan or our iconic plan to get access to these mocks. Once again, a reminder, you can use the coupon code HANDA to get a 10% off on the same. Also, today on 9th of September, we have a special offer going on where the prices have been slashed by 10%. So you could use that as well. So this is the part that I was, wanting to talk to you about, that how do I identify that if a number would terminate at some point or not. So a number can terminate or a number cannot terminate. I cannot keep on dividing and checking and seeing what happens. There has to be some logic to it. Well, there is some logic to it, and the logic is lots of theory. It isn't required. The logic is fairly simple. If in the denominator you have any power of 2 and any power of 5, that's okay. This will terminate. If you have anything else in the numerator, in the denominator, if you have anything else in the denominator, then it will be non-terminating. So whatever number you have in the denominator, what you do is you check if it has factors of 2 or 5 or both. That's okay. 2, 5 are okay. Anything other than these 2 or 5, तो वहाँ पे तुमको जो है ना दिक्कत फेस करनी पड़ेगी. चलो देखते हैं इन चारों में से. So we have A, B, C and D. Can you tell me how many of them? 1 of them, 2 of them, 3 of them, 4 of them. How many of them will terminate and how many of them will not terminate? Can you just look at this and tell me how many of these will terminate and how many of these will not terminate? Let me tell you. So 25 by 450 is 5 by 90 or 1 by 18. Now 1 by 18 has both 2, something other than 2 and 5. It has 3 as a factor. So this will be non-terminating. 36 by 496. 19, so 496. I don't think 496 is divisible by 3. 496 is not divisible by 3 because sum is 19, so no. This will also be not terminating. 3025. Let me divide. So 3025 is, if I divide it by 5, I get 605. If I divide that by 5, I get 121. Now, that's a problem. I'm getting a factor of 11 in the denominator, so this will not work. 5120. 5120 has 5120 is actually 1024 into 5, which is 2 to the power 10 into 5 to the power 1. So yes, this will terminate because it has nothing else. The first 3 were non-terminating and the last one will indeed terminate. Are you guys okay with this? How to figure out the terminating and the non-terminating part? We also conduct a scholarship test fairly regularly. We have a scholarship test planned this Sunday at 12 noon. You guys can take part in that and you can use the coupon code HANDA in that to get access to it, because for the paid students it's accessible, but for the others it might not be. And you can the toppers in this get a 100% scholarship or a 75% scholarship depending upon how well they do in that. The other idea which I've seen is fairly helpful is the idea of approximation of fractions. So can you approximate roughly how much these values will be? So this is 1789 by 762 might look a little difficult, But what I'm going to do is, if I make the numerator as 1800 and I make the denominator as 750, then how much is it? If I do this, 1800 by 750, so 1800 by 750 will be 2 point something, and 300 by 750 is 375 is half, so maybe around 2.4ish is what I'm getting as the value. So that will be a decent enough approximation for this. 524 by 310, 500 by 300 would have been 1.6, 1582 by 528, 1584 by 528 would have been exactly 3. So this will be just a little bit less than 3. So in many questions, or you can use the calculator, but in many questions, if you just do these sort of blind calculations, it helps. Now this is a very interesting part, that when you have to compare fractions, then if you increase the numerator, the value will increase. If you increase the denominator, the value will decrease. But what happens in case you increase the numerator and the denominator by the same value? In this case, if, let me remember it this way. So if you have a proper fraction, 1 by 2 will become 2 by 3, 3 by 4, 4 by 5, and so on. As you can see, the value is going from 0.5 to 0.66 to 0.75 to 0.8. The value is going up. I don't think this formula is not always valid. On the other hand, if your fraction is like 3 by 2, 4 by 3, 5 by 4, 6 by 5, and so on. In this case, the value is going from 1.5 to 1.33 to 1.25 to 1.2. The value is actually going down. So you cannot blindly have a formula what will happen in this case. In case of a proper fraction, the value would go up. In case of an improper fraction, the value would go down. So let's try and this techniques on a couple of them. Hi Vishesh, you can use approximations if you want. You can use the techniques that we have just discussed if you want, and we can take it forward from there. How do you get the value? Any comparisons, any of the three, please solve any one of them and let me know via the chat feature. I'll be happy to assist you with the same. I don't see any answers coming in. It's pretty straightforward, should not be, this confusing. Let me know if you have the value for this. Okay, I'll explain it. So 14 by 9, so 15 by 10 is 1.5 clearly. 14 by 9 is actually more than 1.5 because half of 9, so this is 14 by 9 is 1 plus 5 by 9 and 5 by 9 is more than half. So this is bigger. 13 by 8. So 13 by 8 is 1 plus 5 by 8. Now, 1.5 is obviously, this is the lowest. 1.5, this is obviously the lowest. Then 1 plus 5 by 8 or 5 by 9, which one will be bigger? Is 5 by 8 bigger or 5 by 9 bigger? 5, you eat 5 parts out of 8 parts, or you eat 5 parts out of 9 parts. 5 by 8 is bigger, which means the smallest value is 15 by 10. Then we have 14 by 9, and then we have 13 by 8. Let's look at another one. 37 by 21, 36 by 20, and 38 by 22. So 36 by 20, 37 by 21, and 38 by 22. What is happening here? 1 is added to the numerator, 1 is added to the denominator, 1 is added to the denominator here, 1 is added to the denominator here. So you are adding the same value to the numerators here and here. You are adding the same value to the denominator in case of a proper fraction. If you add the same value to both the numerators and the denominator, overall there is a fall. So overall the value would decrease, which will make 36 by 20 as the biggest of these. Now, just a reminder, for all enrolled students at Unacademy, there is an Ask a Doubt feature where you can click a picture, send it to us. Either me or someone from our team will clarify the doubt for you. Let's try this one out. CAT in 2026. No, Akash, go and chill. What are you in class 10th, 11th right now? Akash, I hope you know that if you're planning for one of the top colleges, they don't look at only your CAT score. They will check how much marks you had in 10th. They will check how much marks you had in 12th. They'll also check how much marks you had in graduation. So if you're planning something, to get into a top B school, please focus on your school studies. Please focus on your college studies so that you can actually end up getting a good college. How do you do this? A, B, C by D, E, F. That is what we are supposed to find out. How do I do that? Any ideas, any suggestions on how you can actually do this? What you do in these cases is you try to observe some sort of a pattern, if you can spot that. Anything, if there is any sort of pattern that you can spot, say I have A by B into B by C into C by D, that will give me the value of A by D, but I keep on multiplying so many of them, that would be confusing. So what can I do? Can I reverse some of them? I need A, B and C in the numerator, D, E and F in the denominator. If I multiply all of them, I'll be left with A by F. Doesn't really work. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to assume the value of A as something. So suppose I assume A as 12k. Why am I assuming A as 12k? Because 12 is a good number. It gets cancelled with 2. It gets cancelled with 3. Now, I'm given A by B is 1 by 3. So B will be 36k. B by C is 2. That means C is half of B. So C will be 18k. C by D is half. That means D will be double of this. So that is 36k. D by E is 3, which means D will be 1/3. E will be 1/3 of D. So E will be 12k. Then we are given F. F is 4 times of this. So F is 48k. And now I need ABC by DEF. So that is 3 by 8 is the answer Abhinav is getting. Let's see if that is right. 12k into 36k into 18k. And we divide it by 36k into E, which is 12k into 48k. So 12k cancel, 36k cancel, k cancel, 18 by 48. Both of them are divisible by 6. So I get 3 by 8 as the answer, which is, I think, what Abhinav also pointed out. Good job, Abhinav. So this is actually, I think, a CAT question from 2001 or 2002. Simple, straightforward questions. You do get some very simple questions in the exam as well. This is just one of them. How about this? Now you need ACE by BD. How do you do that? Let's apply the same idea for the lack of being creative. So I take A as 12k. So B will come out 2 by 3. So this is 2 into 6. So B will come out as 18k. B by C is 3 by 4. So 18 by 24k. C by D is 2 by 5. So this is 2 into 12. So D will be 60k to maintain 2 by 5. 12 into 2, 12 into 5. E is 3 by 2. So if D is 60k, E will be 40k. Now what do I need? I need ACE by BD. So that is 12k into 24k into E is 40k by BD, that is 18k into 60k. So 12k and 18k will give me 2 by 3. 3 and 24k will give me 8k. 2 and 60 will give me 30. 40 and 30 will give me 4 by 3. One of the k's will cancel. I'm left with 32k by 3 as my final value. Now the problem with this is I do not know the value of k, and until and unless I know the value of k, I cannot determine this, and that's why my answer will be cannot be determined in this case. As a matter of fact, as soon as you saw that there are 3 terms in the numerator and only 2 terms in the denominator, that should have given you a clue, because it's a ratio. So until and unless all ratios will cancel out, you can never get a finite answer. So all these calculations weren't necessary. You should be able to just look at it and say it won't cancel out, and that's why my answer will be cannot be determined in this case. And I think that's pretty much all that we have for today. Once again, just a reminder, please use the coupon code HANDA to get a 10% discount on all the courses that we offer. Today we have a special offer going on where you can actually get an additional 10% discount. So effectively we are on a 20% discount, one by the company, flat discount for everyone, the other one by using the coupon code HANDA. So I would recommend that you please do that. Also, please do remember to like this video. The more likes we get, more such free videos I'll be posting on the platform. And on that note, I'll end this class. See you guys tomorrow. Bye everyone.